Hello everyone. I picked a great little phrase from one of Swami Vivekananda's lectures this morning, a lecture on practical Vedanta. It's in volume 2 of the complete works of Swami Vivekananda if you want to read it. It says that faith in ourselves will do everything. I have experienced it in my own life and am still doing so. And as I grow older, that faith is becoming stronger and stronger. He is an atheist who does not believe in himself. The old religion said that he was an atheist who did not believe in God. The new religion says that he is an atheist who does not believe in himself. But it is not selfish faith, because the Vedanta, again, is the doctrine of oneness. It means faith in all, because you are all. Love for yourselves means love for all, love for animals, love for everything. For you are all one. It is the great faith which will make the world better. This idea of believing in yourself, having faith in yourself, loving yourself, is paramount to success in spiritual life. Because what you know and think of yourself is what you project on the rest of the world around you. Why? Because it's all you know of the world around you. Your own mind, your own self is all that you have access to. You don't have access to anything outside of your own mind. I can't see your mind. So when I look at you, what I come to know you, it's me projecting what I know of myself on you. So it's myself that I see in you, myself that I see in everything around me, my own assumptions and projections, not the thing itself, because I have no access to the interior essence of the thing itself. And so it's important in ourselves that the condition of our mind be as perfect as possible. Why? Because our mind is our world. The world exists within us. That's a good exercise for contemplation as to what is the truth of that statement. The world exists within you. Swami Vivekananda one time, he was asked if he was in Alameda in California, and he says, "No, I'm not in Alameda. Alameda is in me." The whole world exists within you, within your own mind. It's of your own creation, from the trinkets you've gathered through the senses and the associations that you've made with your mind, has created the world that you live in. So in that world, it should be couched in love for yourself, respect for yourself, dignity for yourself. Love for yourself is important because it is the source of your love for everyone around you, which is the reason that Jesus says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So the practice of loving begins interior, begins with loving yourself. Taking the tone of the voice in your mind, that voice you use to narrate your mind. Is it a kind voice? Is it encouraging to you? Or does it call you names? Does it belittle you? Does it berate you when you make mistakes, when you've done silly things for the 10,000th time? Is it a voice that responds in strength and encouragement? Believing that you can do this, encouraging you to get up and try again? Or does it break you down? Does it make you feel small? Does it make you feel guilty? Does it make you feel shame? These are the steps to believing in yourself, that we might not be atheists, that we might, in that sense, that we might believe in ourselves and be strong, so that when we do approach the world outside of ourselves, we can do it with love, because we're projecting love. Because love exists within us. And from that love, it's not selfish, because ultimately we see that it is ourself in everyone. That image of God, which gives us our existence, the very experience of being, the awareness of awareness, that is directly from God, that is the Satchitananda. So that awareness is God. That love in you, that love which loves to love, and that love which loves to be loved, that love is God. It is the image of God that's within you. And all of it would be meaningless if it was not for the intelligence that God has also placed within you. You, the watcher of your mind. The mind would have no meaning to you. You wouldn't understand your thoughts. You wouldn't be able to plumb their depths if you did not have intelligence. If that observer that the mind was splashing all of this ideology on, if that observer was not intelligence, then that splash would be just like a splash of paint. It would have no meaning. The thought would have no meaning. The language would have no meaning. The philosophy would have no meaning. You would just sit there, completely in the dark, as it were. So the world exists within you. The divine is the seed within you. And to develop that love for the self within you, to develop a mind that is kind and encouraging, first to you yourself, and then that enables it to be kind, believing, encouraging, and positive about the world outside. Because the truth of the sages is that there is no world outside. You have put the entire world, created the entire world within your mind, and it is unique to you, which is the importance of God as the absolute. He is the only thing that is unchanging, the only being that is unchanging, that is ever free, ever pure, the highest unconditioned love, intelligence, and existence, absolute. Because it is unchanging, it is the measure by which we see change, when you're in an elevator, you don't notice that you're moving. It's just when the door opens, it's in a different place than it was. I remember thinking that as a child, how magical that was. Because you're part of the system that's moving, and so you can't observe the change. If you're in a car and you're not looking out the window, you don't really get the idea of movement. Why? Because you're within the system itself. You're part of the system. And when you're part of something, you can't see the change of that something. You have to be separate and apart and unmoving in relation to that something to realize that it's moving. And so it's because of the divine image within us, which is unchanging, that we can see the changes of the body, that we can see the changes of the mind, that we can see the changes of the world, and the changes in all of the changing things. Why? Because that self itself is unchanging. It's securely settled in a tranquility of peace, absolute love, absolute intelligence, wrapped in the experience of being. And so when Vivekananda here is encouraging us, to have that faith in ourselves, to believe in ourselves, to stand up and try again, to always reach for that highest ideal, to be full of forgiveness for our own mistakes, to be full of forgiveness for our own shortcomings, so that we will naturally be full of forgiveness for others, full of compassion for others, full of kindness for others. So that voice in your mind needs to be trained to be loving to you first, so that then it can know how to be loving toward others. Here's a great song from Hafiz, where he talks about what he believes in you, what he sees in you. He says, "Love will someday split you open, even if your life is now a cage. Little by little you will turn into stars. Little by little you will turn into the whole sweet, amorous universe. Love will surely burst you wide open into an unfettered, booming new galaxy. You will become so free in a wonderful secret and a pure love that flows from a conscious, one-pointed, infinite light. Even then, my dear, the beloved will have fulfilled just a fraction of a promise he wrote upon your heart. For a divine seed, the crown of destiny, is hidden and sown on an ancient fertile plain you hold the title to. Oh, look again within yourself. For I know you were once the elegant host to all the marvels in creation, when your soul begins to ever bloom and laugh and spin in eternal ecstasy. Oh, little by little, you will turn into God." That's the faith to have in ourselves. When you sit down to meditate today or sit down to say your prayers today, know that you are already fully in the presence of the divine, that you are already full in the experience of that unconditioned love, that pure love that is given freely, that wind of grace that is always blowing. Believe in yourself, try again, and always do better. Always be willing to try harder, to take it farther, to give more, to care more, to serve more, to sacrifice more. Love without sacrifice is sentimentality. Make a sacrifice of your love. Give until it hurts today. Reach out until it hurts today. And be kind to yourself. Train yourself in love. that the world may in fact be the better place that Vivekananda was thinking of.